Welcome all to our financial wellness podcast, From Roots to Fruits, where we nurture our roots to grow more delicious fruits. I'm your host, Arlyne. Let's get started. Welcome back. I cannot believe it is season 2 of our podcast, From Roots to Fruits. So excited for developing the podcast. We're hoping to improve as we go. So please leave us comments about suggestions or subjects that you would like to hear from us, or people that you might want us to talk to, maybe, so we can set up the interview. I'm so excited to get to know you a bit more as well. So please interact with us. The email address is available, as well as in the comments. We'll make sure that we'll reply as soon as possible. But today's subject, since it's the start of the new year, 2025, which is absolutely crazy because a lot of people are turning 40 this year that I know because they were born in 1985. So that's a different subject though. Today we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions. Why set them? Are they actually toxic, or is it a positive thing to have a New Year's resolution? I think it is. Maybe we don't have to call it a resolution. We can just say it's a new year, so I've got goals for this specific year. It's really important to have a goal in mind, especially if you're working towards something. It makes it a little bit clearer about, okay, what am I working towards? And it's easier to actually keep. And the new year, although it's still dark outside, if you are based in the UK, the sun sets at 4 o'clock, which is crazy. But there's a sense of renewal, especially if you had some time off during the bank holidays. You've spent some time with family away from your work, whatever your career is, or maybe if it's even education. It's a great time to just think about where is where is my life going, or what do I want to focus my time on. A lot of people actually feel sad at the start of January. I recently found out that at the start of the year in January is the day that most people file for divorce. And I think it's because during the holidays, you have so much time to think, or so much time to be with someone. And then you start to think, okay, this year I want to change. And it's also the time that a lot of holidays are booked for the year. It's a time where a lot of people start to think about purchasing big purchases, such as buying a home, buying a vehicle, a car. And it's also the time where a lot of people then put in their notice because they would like a new job. So this happens, I think, because of the reset. In December, we kind of turn our minds off. It's a time to enjoy your time with family. I mean, not for everyone. December might also be a time where you're reflecting on loved ones that might have left you. So it is a great time to just take a reset. And then January comes along, we start to set our resolutions, or let's just call them our goals. So we're going to be going into a little bit detail, but I want to show you someone who has framed this in a very positive light. And I think it's really good to just think of a new goal in a positive, healthy, balanced way so that you actually achieve it. Okay, so I'm just searching how many people actually fail in their New Year's resolutions. According to a YouGov survey, 33% of people in the UK claim to have kept all their New Year's resolutions, whilst 45% will maybe keep some and maybe let go of some, and then 19% of people failed to keep any of them. So it's actually more positive than I thought it'd be. I don't think it's a bad thing to have one in the first place, because if you say that you've got a New Year's resolution this year to do XYZ, and you manage to do, maybe if it's saving for something, and if you manage to do that in the first 2 weeks of 2 weeks of the year, that's a lot more than if you hadn't had set the resolution in the first place. So I think it's still a positive thing, but maybe the failure of it all makes it feel like there's no point to this, which is why I think we really need a balanced view.
If you want to become the best version of yourself without burning out, this is the challenge for you. It is my take on the viral 75 Hard Challenge. Instead of extreme rules, it's all about sustainable habits that are designed to work for your lifestyle. They are reasonable, realistic, and designed to help you thrive in 2025. For the next 75 days, starting January 2nd, we are focusing on habits that stick. Our core rules is different from 75 Hard. Focus on simple but powerful habits such as prioritizing sleep, drinking 2 liters of water a day, and moving your body with Pilates or whatever feels good for you. Don't even need to take progress photos. Literally journal how you feel, which I feel is so important because sometimes we can focus so much on the result, we give up. We focus on how we feel, we keep going, and then eventually we see results. You can customize any of these to fit your lifestyle. Goal is consistency, not perfection. This challenge is here to support you, not stress you out. Even created a community space to share tips, encourage each other, and stay motivated. Think of it as your personal wellness support system. Let me know if you want to join the community. Let me know if you are going to join along in this challenge. Share this with a friend who might want to join along with you. I am so excited for us to all thrive in 2025.
Okay, so if you've heard of 75 Hard, it has extreme rules in terms of how much exercise you need to do twice a day and the diet that you need to follow. You need to follow it for 75 days. There are no breaks. There's no way that you can kind of have a quick, I don't know, chocolate cheat meal. It's not in there. You have to stick to it. And I think when we think of New Year's resolutions, we usually use the same mentality when we're looking at 75 Hard. So when we're looking at New Year's resolutions, I think we say, okay, I'm going to do XYZ. I'm going to go to the gym every single day. And the day that you stop going, that's when you think, you know what, I failed now. I'm not going to start again on Monday, which is why it is unsustainable. Now, putting this into perspective when you're thinking about your finances, a lot of people will have really ambitious goals to save X amount or to do, XYZ, but actually they've made their budget something that's really strict and actually unrealistic. So it's hard to actually keep. So then the minute that someone doesn't, I don't know, save their same amount that they wanted to because life happens, they might just throw the whole thing in the bin. So I think it's really important to look at New Year's resolutions and have a more positive mindset. I absolutely love going on TikTok and hearing what people's goals are. And I just wanted to share them on here in case you're feeling stuck about what you should be aiming for. And I think it's really inspirational and motivating to watch someone online, a total stranger, set a goal for themselves and then they talk about how they achieved it, and it feels like you're going along the journey with them. So here's a couple that I watched that I felt like, oh, this is really positive.
Ready to level up my finances by 2025. So here's how I'm going from debt payoff to savings queen with clear goals and a game plan. So let me tell you exactly what I plan to do. Okay, so number 1, I plan to have £1,000 in my rainy day fund by April 2025. And this is because with the pot that I'm saving in, I can only deposit £150 in every single month. And that's the maximum that I can do. So it's going to take me a little over like 5 months because I currently do have £252.13 sat in that pot right now. I also want to build up my emergency fund for my 6 months worth of expenses. So I'm doing it where I'm basically just saving my wage in education fully for 6 months because that for me is going to be my living wage moving forward past February. So for me, having 6 months worth of that, which is roughly about £7,000, is going to be enough for me. But keeping it realistic, I believe that I can save £3,000 by the end of 2025 into that pot. And then by 2026, I can focus on saving the other 4K. You know, I really want to get rid of this phone contract. So I'm hoping by 2025, I can be SIM only with this phone and just be paying like £8 to £10 a month as opposed to the £54 a month I currently pay. You guys also know that I am paying back my mum £2,500, and obviously that is an interest-free loan. Thank you, mother. So I'm hoping to have her paid back by April 2025. So that will be about £500 a month. We shall see how that one goes, but I'm really hoping that I can accelerate that, especially because currently, up until February, I get paid weekly. So I might be able to accelerate that one a little bit faster. Starting to invest is really high up on my list of things that I really want to get done by next year. So I'm hoping to open a stocks and shares ISA and have at least £500 invested in the stock market by December 2025. And then lastly, you know, I really want to save for a house also. So I'm hoping to have at least £4,000 by the end of 2025. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can hit the 4K mark and get an extra £1,000. So at least I can end the year with £5,000 towards my home deposit. So those are my financial goals for 2025, and I plan on going in hard with this. So no more debt, money only going to savings, and living below my means and living on the money that I know that I can survive on. So let me know, what are your financial goals for 2025? What are you working towards?
I absolutely love that. That creator is just doing all the right things. First, pay off your debt. Also, what are your savings looking like? Make sure you've got enough in your emergency fund. And then also think about investing. But first, make sure that the foundation is set. And they're also having an ambitious target to save for a house. So I love it because those goals make sense. They are smart, they are specific. She can measure them. They are achievable, it sounds like, based on, her current situation. They are realistic. She's not talking about saving a crazy amount. And also they are timely. She mentioned when her deadlines are. So I encourage you to do that as well when you're setting your goals, whether they're financial or not. Make sure that they are smart. Quick break to talk about Roots to Fruits and all the amazing stuff we've got in store this year. So we have workshops, we've got coaching sessions, and we've got in-person events. So check out our website to find out which is the right solution for you. We're also on social media, so you can interact with us, comment, send a DM, whatever you'd like. I also like to tell you about our digital learning hub, where we've got all the tools. We've got workbooks, we've got Excel documents on there, we've got videos to talk you through how to do certain tasks depending on the module that you would like to focus on, whether that is saving, paying off your debt, or if you'd like to just have a general pulse on how to budget. We have all of that for you on our learning hub. So follow the link and see you there. And whilst I was doing my research as well in terms of what people are hoping to achieve this year, I came across this other creator who I feel for because she's in her 20s and she feels a little bit lost. And it doesn't help that this time of year, everyone's talking about, going for their goals, going for their dreams, quitting work or starting a business, really big, ambitious statements. But if you feel a little bit lost, it's really hard to kind of know what the next steps are. So I'll just show you her video and then we can talk it through.
Adults in their mid-20s having a bit of a crisis. I just don't know what to do next. But it's really not helping that it's the beginning of January, and I'm meant to be starting all of these new wonderful habits and become the best version of myself. Because frankly, I don't feel like that at the moment. I've been speaking on here about motivation and how to get that motivation back. And I'm definitely part of the way there, but something that's really not helping me is the fact that I just don't know what I want to do. And this is in my career, in my life, where I want to live. And it's all stemming from the fact that I'm crippled by indecision. Crippled by indecision because I have so many options available to me, which is a privilege, don't get me wrong. I'm currently in a good career that has good prospects, but I don't see myself doing this forever. So what do? Do I step back to zero and restart the career ladder in a different area? And then the question is, what do I do next? what is it that I love? What do I enjoy doing, and what do I see myself doing in the future? All of these things are circling around my head in the month of January. Is there anyone else feeling the same? Is anyone?
I think I felt the same in maybe about 10 years ago when I was going for a certain role, and I felt like I was just going for that job because everybody else, that's the pipeline that was laid out for us. And in the end, I just decided to completely leave that company and go to a different company, different role. It was shaken up. I had to start again, essentially, in terms of, well, it was better pay, bigger role, but the expertise that was needed, I had to relearn. So I completely appreciate what they're going through. And I think quite a lot of us feel lost. So it can be difficult to then hear new year, new me, go for your goals when you feel lost. And I, my advice really when it comes to this, because I've got a younger sister and I've got loads of, younger sister cousins. And yeah, what I would advise is to just look within. What is it that you actually enjoy to do? You don't have to make your hobby your career. So maybe if you enjoy the outdoors, you enjoy traveling, it could be just something that you do more of, something that gives you joy, someone that might give you joy. Hang out with them a little bit more. Try to find inspiration throughout your day, through what you watch, what you consume, who is around you. What is it that you're actually like, I like that. And I think the best way to figure that out is to write it down, which is why quite a lot of journal sales are out, in January. It's really good to reflect. So there are loads of journal prompts. I'll just put them up here that you could ask yourself so that you can figure out what is it that I actually enjoy to do, what makes my heart sing. So think about that. And in terms of career or other goals, I mean, there are loads of things that you could think about in terms of just making sure that you've got the security in place, because we never know what will happen in the future. So that could be a place to start whilst you feel a little bit shaky, and then ideas and inspiration will come to you at some stage. Okay, so this is the part of the podcast where we recommend a book, so give you some seeds to sow. So we'll give you a book recommendation to help with the theme and the subject. So one of the books that I'm going to recommend is The Alchemist. I think a lot of people have read this now based on like Goodreads. You can see all the amazing reviews. So I I think my dad gave me this book a very, very long time ago. You can see how worn it is because I have been reading it over and over a number of years. I like it because it is about a boy, a young man, going along a journey, searching for something, and then in the end, realizing something really important. But the way that it is written and the way that that man realizes this, it's just written in a lovely way because you start to get some hints and tips in there that you can apply to your own life. It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for me. And the other one, if you are a woman, or maybe not, maybe anyone can read this. You just kind of reframe it. But the most powerful woman in the room is you. A dear friend of mine bought me this book when I really needed it. And it just reminded me that I have a voice and I have a purpose. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You just need to figure out what you're good at and then just max it, just do it to the nth degree. So, I would also recommend reading a book to help with the start of the year, to help you set your goals and keep to them. And just remember, it's all a journey. We have loads of events within Roots to Fruits that we have planned in the year. So please check them out. We can definitely help you with your goals, whether they're financial or not. Usually they're not. And then we have to talk about your finances and how we can help you get there. For example, with my business clients, they come up, I'm also their accountant because I'm a qualified accountant. So we'll be talking about, okay, what is their goal for the year? It could be that they would like to sell X number of, planners or books, whatever it is. And I can then translate that into a financial goal. So what does that actually mean? It means that we need to have X amount to be able to buy the planners, and then we need X amount for marketing, etc. So then we can have a certain margin, a certain profit at the end of the day. So I love the start of the year because that's also when I hear from the founders that are our clients. What are they working on? Who has really ambitious goals? Who's already hit the ground running? And who needs a little bit more time to work on it, because we are all different. We're all working our path. I hope you enjoyed this bite-sized episode and can't wait to talk to you next time. That is all for us today, guys. Join us next week for some more seeds to sow. And please remember to support us by following and leave a rating on our show on whichever platform you're listening to us from. To those watching on YouTube, please leave a like and a subscribe to our channel. All of your support goes a long way. Thank you so much for joining us today. And remember, keep shining.